Okay, so we are starting with the chapter called Dissolution of Partnership Firm. So what exactly is the meaning of the term dissolution of partnership firm? When we are talking about the dissolution of partnership firm, understand this chapter as it is related to the partnership. So starting with the introduction, so far we have undertaken the study in context to continuation of business in spite of changes in the partnership due to admission of a partner or retirement of a partner or death of a partner. Your GSCB syllabus first part is totally based on partnership. Fifth and sixth chapter deals about the admission and the retirement and the death of a partner. Now we are coming on to the end of the partnership, where it is known as the dissolution of the partnership firm. But it is not the dissolution of the partnership firm, end of the partnership, dissolution of partnership firm. What is the difference between that? The partnership firm and partnership automatically comes to an end when the current business is closed and all partners gets separated. यानी आपकी जो पार्टनरशिप फॉर्म चल रही है, आपकी जो पार्टनरशिप चल रही है, उसका दी एंड आ जाता है and the business is closed, then it is termed as the dissolution. We will study the transactions related to dissolution in this chapter. So meaning of dissolution, when we are coming on to the meaning of dissolution. So for the dissolution, we are going to study the two aspects, the dissolution of the partnership firm and dissolution of partnership. We are going to learn the two aspects in that, and that is dissolution of partnership firm and dissolution of partnership. Dissolution का मतलब क्या है? If we are talking about the dissolution, so what is that? It means end of existence. Here dissolution is to be studied in the context of dissolution of what? Dissolution of partnership and dissolution of partnership firm. So two issues to be considered, that is regarding the partnership firm and the partnership. Now coming on to the explanation of both of them. When a partnership firm closes down its business on a permanent basis, हमेशा के लिए वो बंद हो जाता है, or a firm becomes non-existent from the legal point of view, it is known as dissolution of partnership firm. तो इसे हम बोलते हैं dissolution, जो partnership firm का dissolution जो बोलते हैं, that is explained out over here. In brief, when a running firm is closed and its business activities are closed, कोई भी business जो चल रहा था अभी तक का, वो business अगर बंद हो जाता है, then it is termed as dissolution of partnership firm. उसके बाद बोला है when except one partner, यानी मान लो कि 4 पार्टनर्स थे, 4 में से 3 पार्टनर को छोड़ के एक पार्टनर बचा है, except one partner, all partners get separated from the firm. सब लोग बोलते भाई हमें बिजनेस नहीं करना है. Out of 4, 3 are living, 1 is remaining. This is also an end of partnership. क्यों? क्योंकि अगर सिंगल रह गया, कोई अकेला पार्टनर रह गया है, so single person business is termed as sole proprietorship. We have studied in 11th standard, right? If this continues, one partner will become the owner of sole proprietor firm. In this case, also the partnership firm gets dissolved. यहाँ पे भी partnership firm खत्म हो गई है. When running business of the firm is sold to joint stock company, then also it is known as dissolution of partnership firm. Now coming on to the topic called dissolution of firm and partnership. It is essential to understand the meaning of firm dissolution and partnership dissolution. फॉर्म डिसोल्यूशन, यहाँ पे 2 वर्ड्स आपको बोले हुए हैं, जो 2 वर्ड्स आपको ध्यान में रखने हैं. Those 2 words are firm dissolution and partnership dissolution. So first of all, we are starting with the dissolution of the firm. So as per the section 39 of the Indian Partnership Act, when all partners get separated, सारे partners separate हो जाते हैं. When all partners get separated through dissolution of the firm, that brings end of their partnership and it is known as dissolution of the firm. सारे partners यहाँ पे separate हो गए through the dissolution of the firm and इसके वजह से partnership का end आ चुका and it is known as dissolution of the firm. In this manner, when partnership is dissolved and closed down the firm, it is dissolution of the firm. यानी पूरी firm बंद हो जाती है. XYZ मेसर्स या वगैरह जो भी नाम लिखा हुआ है, so that is known as the dissolution of the firm. The business of the firm is closed down in these circumstances. As a result of dissolution, liabilities of the firm are paid from the realization of the sale of the asset. See, when business is closed down, so what will happen? It will be, first of all, you will sell all the assets. आपका जो बिजनेस है उसके अंदर जो एसेट्स है आपकी, वो एसेट्स को आप बेच दोगे. When you sell the assets, you get the money, and when you get the money, that is used to pay off the liabilities. So you should remember कि dissolution जब होता है तो assets को बेचते हैं तो पैसे मिलते हैं, and जो पैसे आते हैं उसमें से liabilities को pay off किया जाता है. And if any surplus remains, capital of the partners is redeemed, यानी paid as per the contract. When the entire business of the firm is sold, पूरा का पूरा business sold off हो गया है, that is also called the dissolution of the partnership firm. So simple is the logic for the dissolution of the firm. That is very clear. Now coming on to the next topic, and that is termed as dissolution of partnership. हमने अभी तक जो पढ़ा वो था dissolution of firm. Now we are going on to the topic called dissolution of partnership. Now we are highlighting for the dissolution of partnership. So let's go on to dissolution of partnership now. When business is not closed down due to retirement of a partner, death of a partner, insolvency of a partner, or due to any other reason. Now, what is the meaning of the term insolvency? When I am using the term insolvency, that means, simple sa logic, when a person is not able to pay the amount, then it is termed as insolvent partner. जैसे आप लोगों ने 11th में एक टर्म पढ़ी थी, बैड डेट्स, यानी हमें किसी के पास से पैसे लेने हैं और वो अगर बोल देता कि भाई मेरे पास पैसे नहीं है, आई कैन नॉट पे द मनी नाउ, सो जो हाथ ऊपर करके बैठ जाता है कि आई डोंट हैव द मनी, दैट इज टर्म्ड एज इंसॉल्वेंट, बैंकरप्ट हो गया वो, और एनी अदर रीजंस. एंड रिमेनिंग पार्टनर्स के बिजनेस कंटिन्यूअस, it is dissolution of old partnership. So except outgoing partners, remaining partners keep business continuous, consequently new partnership takes place. So यहाँ पे कंडीशन ये हुआ कि कोई एक पार्टनर निकल गया, 4 पार्टनर थे A B C D, और उसमें से A because of any of the reasons निकल गया और बाकी के लोग जो है वो लोग बिजनेस को कंटिन्यू करते हैं. But the thing is, new partners leaving that A partner, तो अब scenario change हो गया. There are only 3 partners, that is B, C and D. They are having the new terms. They are having the new P&L ratio. So नया partnership का एक deed है या नया partnership का एक frame बन गया, and that is what we are talking about. Generally, the proportion of partnership changes between continuing partners. यहाँ पे जनरली वर्ड यूज किया है, इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी कि चेंज होगा ही, बट यस मोस्टली इट विल. इन दिस सर्कमस्टेंसेस पार्टनरशिप फर्म डज नॉट गेट डिसॉल्व्ड. पार्टनरशिप का एंड नहीं आता है, बिजनेस का एंड नहीं आता है, इट कीप्स ऑन गोइंग, राइट? बट न्यू पार्टनरशिप कम्स इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस ड्यू टू रीऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ पार्टनरशिप. तो अभी तक जो हमने पढ़ा उसको यहाँ पे इन लोगों ने डिफरेंस के अंदर समझाया हुआ है. We can see that first of all dissolution of partnership and dissolution of partnership firm. So meaning has been given. So partnership में क्या होता है? Reorganization होता है, और dissolution of partnership firm के अंदर क्या होता है? Permanent end होता है. Existence, yes, it can. यहाँ पे तो खत्म ही हो चुका है. There is the end. There is no continuation of the activity, वहां पे किस्सा खत्म हो चुका है. बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स, अगर बिजनेस कंटिन्यू है तो बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स भी कंटिन्यू रहेगी. अगर यहाँ पे बिजनेस ही नहीं है तो बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स भी नहीं रहेगी. सेटलमेंट ऑफ अकाउंट्स, यहाँ पे कोई अकाउंट सेटल नहीं करना है, यानी आप सिंपल सा कोई भी आप एसेट को बेच नहीं रहे हो, कुछ भी नहीं, बट यहाँ पे अकाउंट सेटल हो जाता है, दैट इज रियलाइजेशन अकाउंट्स है. Assets are sold and the liabilities are paid. The next point is interference of the court. यहाँ पे voluntary dissolution होता है और यहाँ पे अगर जरूरत पड़ती है तो कोर्ट का इंटरफियरेंस होता है. Effect, there may not be dissolution of firm due to dissolution of partnership. अगर पार्टनरशिप डिसॉल्व होता है तो डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ फर्म जरूरी नहीं है, बट यहाँ पे फर्म अगर बंद होती है तो पार्टनरशिप ऑटोमेटिकली बंद हो जाएगी. Now coming on to the methods. So dissolution of partnership firm, in that what is said. In this chapter, we will undertake the study of important aspects of dissolution of partnership firm. And उसके अंदर बहुत methods बोली हुई है. The first one is methods of dissolution of the firm. Second one is legal and other provisions of the accounting settlement. And the third one is procedure of dissolution. So starting with the first one, methods of the dissolution of the firm. So when the firm is dissolved, how can it be dissolved? So Indian Partnership Act 1932 gives us the two methods of the dissolution of partnership firm. And the two methods are, you need to remember, with court, without court. You need to remember with court and without court. So पहला है without the interference of the court, and second one is dissolution by the court. These are the two ways by which there will be the dissolution of the firm, and that is without the interference of the court, and next one is by the court's interference. So coming on to these topics now in detail, let's study these topics, what is given in it. So first one is normal dissolution. Through any of the following methods, partnership can be dissolved without the interference of the court. Court बीच में कब नहीं आएगा, तो कौन सी methods है? So in that, the first method is said to be as by agreement. The first method is said to be as by agreement. When all partners agree to dissolve the firm, सबके सब बोलते हैं कि यार अब ये बिजनेस के अंदर हमारा प्रॉफिट नहीं हो रहा है, we are not making any profit, अब इसको चला के कोई फायदा नहीं है, so let's dissolve this. सब एक साथ होके एग्री हो रहे हैं. When all the partners agree, when all partners agree for the dissolution of the firm, then that is termed as voluntary dissolution. सब मिलके बोल रहे हैं, समझदारी का काम कर रहे हैं कि भाई अब चले ऐसा नहीं है, so let's end it out. The next one is contract. The second one is as per the contract. So dissolution of a partnership firm can be done on the basis of predetermined contract between the partners. पहले से contract sign हुआ है, okay fine, we are having the partnership for this particular contract. At the end of this contract, we will dissolve this. So simple सा logic बोला हुआ है कि पहला था agreement, दूसरा है contract. Third one is dissolution as per the act. इसके अंदर क्या बोला है? In the following conditions, there is compulsory dissolution. यहाँ पे बोला है compulsory dissolution. कैसे? When all partners of a firm become insolvent, all partners insolvent, और except one, या तो सारे insolvent बन जाते हैं, या तो एक को छोड़ के सारे insolvent बन जाते हैं, bankrupt हो जाते हैं. At that point of time, it comes to an end. When business of firm becomes illegal, in Gujarat, you cannot have few businesses. It's a dry state, so you cannot start with some other things, right? This also brings dissolution of the partnership firm. If you think बहुत profit है, but you cannot start with that, right? So that is the next point. When the business of the firm becomes illegal, this also brings dissolution of the partnership firm. यहाँ तक का I think the concepts are very clear. First one is agreement, second one is as per the contract, third one is as per the act. Next one is dissolutions on happening of certain contingencies. So it is said on the basis of the certain contingencies. तो कैसे? If constituted for a fixed term, like say if you have planned for 2 years, 3 years or something like that, ठीक है, we are working on that basis. So after that, if there is a renewal, it's okay. If not, if it is an expiry, it comes to an end. Specific aim, आपने एक प्रोजेक्ट हाथ में लिया, say for example कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी है, कंस्ट्रक्शन फर्म है, रादर से पार्टनरशिप फर्म, एंड उन लोगों ने डिसाइड किया कि हम लोग ये एक ब्रिज बनाने का काम लेते हैं हाथ में. So after the completion of that particular work, it comes to an end. Next one is by the way of notice. The points which we are covering right now, all the points are without the interference of the court. So first one was agreement, second is contract, third one is act, fourth one is dissolution on happening of certain contingencies, and fifth one is by notice. So what is there in it? When the partnership is at will, the firm may be dissolved by any partner giving notice in writing to all other partners of his intention to dissolve the firm. जब आप लोगों ने मिलके एक पार्टनरशिप फर्म खोली है, तो उसमें से कोई एक पार्टनर जो है उसको अब नहीं, उसके अंदर रहना नहीं है, so what he will be doing, he will be giving the notice, with notice दे देगा writing में कि भाई I am not intending to carry on the business further, so please, right, all the other partners कि भाई अब मैं यहाँ पे continuation नहीं करना चाहता हूँ, so I want to dissolve it. The firm is dissolved as from the date mentioned in the notice as the date of dissolution, or if no date is mentioned, as from the date of the service of the notice. तो ये हुआ without the interference of the court. अभी तक जितना हमने सीखा, that was without the interference of the court. Coming on to the next one is dissolution by the court. So how it can be? So we are going to learn 7 points in which it is done by the court. So what are the points in that? Let's solve that. So the first one is when any partner becomes of unsound mind. किसी का भी दिमाग हिल गया, बैलेंस नहीं रहा, right? Unsound mind. So he is in no position to carry on the business now. So that is the first point, unsound mind. Second one is when a partner becomes permanently incapable. Sometimes it happens, he is not able to do his duties, right, as a partner. So permanently incapable of performing the duties as a partner. Next one is when a partner undertakes misconduct. अगर कुछ भी वो गलत काम कर रहा है against the partnership firm or against the business. कभी होता है ना, लालच बुरी बला, अपने फायदे के लिए, अपना फायदा हो रहा है तो कुछ भी कर सकता है. तो अगर कोई पार्टनर ऐसी एक्ट करता है, मिसकंडक्ट करता है, तो वहां पे पार्टनरशिप का डिसोल्यूशन आ सकता है. नेक्स्ट वन इज when a partner willfully and persistently breaches the partnership agreement. आपने एक पार्टनरशिप एग्रीमेंट बनाया है, उसके अंदर आपने कुछ पॉइंट्स लिखे हुए हैं, डूज एंड डोंट्स. तो कोई पार्टनर अगर इंटेंशनली, विलफुली, जानबूझ के अगर उसको ब्रेक करता है, अगर उसको जान के भी उसके अंदर मिसकंडक्ट का ट्राई कर रहा है, विलफुली, चाह के, राइट, सो देन ऑल्सो इट विल कम टू एन एंड. कोर्ट केस होगा, एक पार्टनर दूसरे पार्टनर को बोलेगा कि चल आप सी यू इन द कोर्ट, आई विल सू यू, ऐसे वर्ड्स यूज होते हैं. When a partner transfers his whole interest in the partnership to the third party, say for example you started a business with your best friend और आपने उसके साथ पार्टनरशिप के लिए हाँ बोला. अब आपने जिसके साथ पार्टनरशिप के लिए हाँ बोला है, वो फ्रेंड अचानक से बोलता है यार मुझे यूएस जाना होगा एंड मेरा जो शेयर था वो मैंने मेरे बेस्ट फ्रेंड को, किसी और को मैंने दे दिया. So now you were A and B and B is transferring his share to C without the consent of yours without the consent of the other partner, then also it comes to an end. Next one is when a firm continuously incurs losses. जब firm incur करती है losses and is unable to run a business due to loss. लॉस के अंदर वो बिजनेस चलाने के लायक रहते नहीं है. लॉस में कौन चलाएगा? अपनी जेब में से आप कितना उसको सर्वाइव करने के लिए कितना आप करोगे? इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. अल्टीमेटली यू हैव टू गिव अप. भाई अब नहीं होगा, राइट? एंड लास्ट वन, when the court finds any other ground to be just and equitable for the dissolution of the firm. कहीं से भी ऐसा लगता है कि something is going wrong और इसको आगे प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रहा है, ये प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट कर रहा है, whatever. सो कोर्ट को अगर कोई भी ऐसा ग्राउंड मिलता है या कोई भी ऐसा रीजन मिलता है जो जस्टिफाइबल, इक्विटेबल उनको लगता है फॉर द डिसोल्यूशन ऑफ द फर्म, देन यस, इट कैन बी डन बाय द कोर्ट. Okay, the next point is for the loss of a firm. So when we are talking about the loss of the firm, what we are going to understand in that? It is clearly said in the legal and the other provisions of the accounting settlement of dissolution. The point is for the loss of a firm. As per the Indian Partnership Act, the loss arised, including the capital deficit at the time of dissolution, is executed in the following manner. So first of all, to be written off from the profit of the firm. Whatever profits, the reserves you have maintained, that are going to be used to pay it off. If profit is not sufficient, then it will be met from the capital of the partners. Partner का capital use किया जाएगा. If capital is not sufficient, then all partners would distribute this loss in their P&L sharing ratio, and they have to pay from the personal assets also. So it's very clear. सबसे पहले जो प्रॉफिट होता है वो प्रॉफिट में से पे किया जाता है. लॉस अगर हुआ है तो, अगर प्रॉफिट सफिशिएंट नहीं है, लॉस ज्यादा है, तो पार्टनर्स के कैपिटल में से पे किया जाता है. और अगर उसके बाद भी लॉस अगर आउटस्टैंडिंग बता रहा है कि हाँ लॉस है अभी भी, then what will happen? Then the partners have to sell off their personal assets and they have to pay off the liability. So first one is for the loss of the firm. उसके अंदर 3 points. First one is profit, second one is capital, and the third one is personal assets. Right? 3 pointों को आप ध्यान में रखोगे for the loss of the firm. Coming on to the next topic, and that is liability of the firm and the personal liability of the partners. The liabilities of partners is unlimited. Thus, for dues towards the third party, partners are responsible individually as well as collectively. As per the legal provision, assets of the firm are used to discharge the liabilities of the firm, and personal assets of the partners are used to discharge their personal liabilities. So if, like say, there are the liabilities of the firm at the time of dissolution, the firm is going to sell the assets, and whatever money is realized out of the sale of the assets, that money is going to be used to pay off the liabilities of the firm. And if there are the personal liabilities, the partner has to sell off their personal assets to pay the personal liabilities. Since the liability of partners is unlimited, after making the payment of personal liability from personal asset, surplus can be used to pay the liabilities of the firm also. You need to pay. Ultimately liability आपने create की है, आपकी partnership firm थी. So you need to pay personal liabilities as well as the firm's liabilities. Partners loan to firm. ये point को समझना. At the time of dissolution, first of all, the dissolution expenses are paid. सबसे पहले dissolution expense को pay किया जाता है. उसके बाद third party liabilities को pay किया जाता है. And then the liabilities of the firm are paid from the realization of assets of the firm. अगर उसके बाद कुछ surplus बचता है, तो loan of the partners उसको pay किया जाता है. If after making the payment of the firm's liability, the available surplus is insufficient, और मान लो कि कि आपने ये जो थर्ड पार्टी लायबिलिटी पे की, उसके बाद पार्टनर्स की लोन की अमाउंट 50,000 हो रही है बिटवीन द टू पार्टनर्स, 50,000, 30,000, 20,000 फॉर एग्जाम्पल, बट आपके पास 25,000 ही बचे हैं. द सरप्लस इज ओनली 25,000. So that 25,000 will be distributed amongst the partners loan in their proportion, that is 3:2. तो उस तरह से पे किया जाएगा. The next one is loan of the partner's wife. ये इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट है. हमारी लोन से पहले हमारी वाइफ की लोन को पे किया जाता है, बिकॉज दे ऑल्सो थिंक दैट इज एन आउटसाइड लायबिलिटी, थर्ड पार्टी लायबिलिटी. ऑन अ लाइटर नोट, सीधी बात है, हमारी लोन अगर हम पहले पे कर देते और वाइफ की बाकी रखते तो घर पे जाने को नहीं मिलेगा. सोच समझ के पहले वाइफ की लोन को पे किया जाता है और उसके बाद आपकी लोन को पे किया जाता है एज अ पार्टनर. द नेक्स्ट वन इज लायबिलिटी ऑफ द पार्टनर्स. Liability of partners is unlimited and they have to pay it by selling of the personal assets also. So the order is very much easy to understand. First of all, the resolution expenses are paid. Third party liabilities जिसके अंदर वाइफ की लोन आ जाती है. उसके बाद है लोन ऑफ द पार्टनर्स. उसके बाद अगर कुछ बचता है तो कैपिटल को पे किया जाता है, और अगर उसके बाद कुछ बचता है तो P&L रेशियो में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट किया जाता है. These are the 5 points to be remembered. First one is dissolution expense to be paid. Second one is third party liabilities, including the loan of the wife. उसके बाद loan of the partner. उसके बाद capital अगर बचता है तो, and after that any surplus to be distributed in the P&L ratio. Clear with this, everyone? Hope you people are clear with the topic that is explained till this point of time. इसके बाद के लेक्चर्स में और addition with the journal entries of this chapter for the dissolution will be joining in. Thank you.